Alright, YouTubers. On the way back. Cat's in place. Vinny's on the cooler. See how long that lasts. Eddie's warmed up, ready to go. Temperature outside is warmed up. Having a good time. Hang out at this park. There you go, Vin. Come on, get where you gotta be. Come on. Get comfortable. Yeah. Sure know you need to be comfortable. Everything's starting to melt. It's warm. It's weird. Lots of people out and about taking little hikes and walks and stuff. Good to see. Good to see it getting used. Probably gonna end up going home, going to sleep. I don't know if to put this here or add that to the downside of pets. But even though it wasn't all that cold, I mean it was cold. It was cold at night. It was cold at night, but not terrible. It's still fun to get out there. Traipse around, that's a good word. Traipse around a little bit. Find some happy out there. It's good for you. Well, I'll say it's good for me. Good for what ails me. I'm trying to get used to putting myself on camera a little bit more, but it's still kind of weird. It kind of freaks me out. I'm not sure why people want to see it, but I guess people like to know you're an actual human being and not some robot voice or some guy living in his mom's basement, you know, covered in Cheetos. No Cheetos. No Cheetos on me. But again, I hope even silly little trips like this lets people know. Even if you have an RV that you don't use very often, take it out in the winter, man. You'll have a good time. It's not that terrible. I'm just saying it's not as bad as a lot of people suspect it is. I really am thinking I'm gonna go to up where the weather's colder, because I can stay warm. Enjoy the winter festivities and the other cool things to do in the winter. But I really do I want to go where it's warm soon. I caught Keys disease down there. I guess they call it that. People come down and they catch Keys disease and they don't want to leave, or they have to come back. I get it. Totally makes sense to me. Oh. I tell you, if you got one of these, if you have an RV, look around sometime when you're driving through places. You can see that longing look when people see you go by. Lots of people want to do this. You know, if you are getting ready to buy an RV, really do your research. Whatever type you get, find some that are well constructed, because once you get them out bouncing around on these roads, you're going to see that you need a quality one. Something not put together well is just going to fall apart. Eddie's a good one. More on the downsides of pets. Something I forgot to mention. They would drive me so crazy. I was gonna sit down and calmly do a video about the downsides of pets, and I did pieces parts because they were driving me nuts. I couldn't do my own thing. But one thing to keep in mind, and this is just for people that have never traveled with pets or RV'd with pets. Many campgrounds you go to are not going to let you have more than 2 pets if you declare them. And if they find out you didn't declare them, then they can be all painted about it. So there are many campgrounds that limit the number of pets you can have. There are many places that require shot records and stuff like that. It's happened to me. I'm like, shot record? I don't have any shot records. What are you talking about? And then you just play nice and try to sweet talk them a little bit. But there are places that want them. Like if you go to Canada, I've gone up there with them and they're supposed to check it at the border, but they didn't. But you know, the first time I would go up without a clean vet checkup, they'd probably give me a hard time, because I guess you're supposed to, has to be within 6 months or something like that. A recent good bill of health from a vet checkup. Check into the particulars if you're planning to go to Canada, or if you're going to Alaska through Canada, there's a good chance they'll check pet records. So there's that. Like I said, some places only allow 2 pets and some places check records. And also, if you have dogs and they bark, campgrounds will kick you out if you can't stop the dog from barking. So keep that in mind. Campgrounds can be very tough on pet owners at times. There are places that, you know, if you're walking your dog and they sneak one out on you and you didn't clean up after them, they can figure it out. And I mean, there are places that are very particular about it. That's the other downside. You can sometimes have a harder time finding campgrounds. Not often, but sometimes, from what I've been told. I've never run into it myself, but I've heard other people say that you can run into that problem. So there's that. I think I said before, do test runs with your pets. See if you find out that it's an animal that gets car sick, motion sick, or cannot tolerate being cooped up in the box, you know. These guys won't do it. They just won't. They'll scream and cry, and you would think they're being murderized. So then you have to deal with, you know, knowing that in case of an accident, your pets are at risk. I don't know how you balance that decision. For me, it was just, there was going to be an accident because I was losing my mind having them in carriers. So, and you might get one like this guy where I know he likes me, but he's on my lap because he's nervous in the car and they feel safe. You might find one that wants to do that. Most of the time it's okay. Sometimes it gets old. You know, I did that 2,900 mile trip from Ohio to Key West and back. He was on my lap for all but like a mile of it, like the whole way. That gets old. Trust me, that gets old. But, you know, like everything, there's downsides. But the upside is, you know, if you have pets, more than you expected, different kinds than you expected maybe, you never foresaw, they're your buddies. You know, people call them family. I'm not into the whole mom-dad thing. I don't do that. That's not me. But you will have to consider their well-being numerous times. You know, you're driving somewhere and decide you want to stop on the side of the road to go to a restaurant, to take a quick tour of something, wander a city for a little bit. What are you going to do with the animal? You know, what if it's hot? It makes it difficult. It changes the way you travel in some cases. So that's something to keep in mind. But that's my ideas on traveling with pets. Sometimes it literally drives me nuts. But I got 2 cats and that's the way it's going to be. Ain't nothing I'm going to do about it now. So my guess would be that this little trip and the videos I made, probably pretty boring. A little bit of trudging around, a little bit about the animals. a little bit of cooking. Hopefully they're worth something. Hopefully some people enjoy them. Maybe there's a nugget of wisdom tucked down inside a long rambling video. But I know one thing, I had fun. No, I didn't sleep. Thank you, Furballs. Thank you, Keek. You awake, Kiki? You don't want to look out the window? You don't want your face on the camera? You shy? Yeah, probably a little shy. It's weird, isn't it? Makes you self-conscious. Yeah, I need sleep. Got me a little loopy. Like I said, pick a good RV when you buy one. You're gonna need it out there. Might need a tank the way things are going. There you go, buddy. I am so tempted to not let you guys sleep. Keep you up all day long. I know. Oop. I got just a couple things in the pantry and it's sliding around. Watch your head. Watch your head, dude. If I didn't put in the video when I was there, when you're winter camping and you don't have water because your RV's winterized, again, excuse my tiredness. Purell is great to wash your hands with. Baby wipes are awesome. Guys, it's a little bit easier for us for half of the stuff you got to do. And usually the campground that's open still has some type of facility, and if not, there's weird ways around it too. I've never done it, but I've thought of the option of, you know, you can usually put a grocery bag in the toilet. There you go. Leave the garbage and picking up the dumpster as a present, I guess. I don't recommend that, but and the easiest thing is, if you're gonna winter camp, you keep antifreeze in your black tank, you know, and just use your black tank, don't use your gray tank. Keep antifreeze in there, and if you use it, flush it with antifreeze, and that should keep you good to go, and then dump. I haven't done that yet either because I actually have facilities, but there we go. All right, YouTubers, trip is over. Have a great and wonderful day.